Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wasteland Free Radio. I'm JS Pitcher, and I'm just here to give you a quick reminder about our Patreon page. Over there, you can find bonus episodes, ad free episodes, a bunch of other miscellaneous content, behind the scenes things. We have an entire bonus series called The Tracks that we're approaching our finale with, and that's a whole exciting thing. I'm really pumped about it. I hope to see you over there. In the meantime, enjoy the show. It seems someone has been piggybacking off my signal, and local authorities have announced several budget cuts, forcing us to ask the question, we have a budget? I'm your host. You can call me the Lone Transmitter. And coming to you live from Yellowbrook City, you're listening to Wasteland Free Radio. Yes, I am just as confused as everybody else because the last time I checked, we did not have a city budget. We're only about 200 people, we don't have a lot of products, we don't have a lot of revenue, and we don't have any money. Money doesn't really exist anymore. We mostly just trade bits of metal and call them bits. It's kind of become a currency, but we actually use the metal for building things, not just trading for products. We have a bartering system. That's just how things work now. I know that might be a surprise to some of you that are stuck in the old ways with money valued after gold or something, I don't know. And gold is incredibly valuable. It's actually part of Weatherbot 95's superstructure. It's made of gold and titanium. It's kind of impressive. We kind of leave it up to the individual to value whatever they want, however they want to. If you have 2 bits of iron and you think it's worth 2 bits of gold, I would disagree with you, but, do whatever you want. Since I build electronics and do some repair here and there, I usually end up using lead and copper more than I use other metals, so I will hold on to those and sell other things. I'm certainly no historian, but I believe the downfall of society really began when money became a thing, especially paper money. Paper grows on trees. There's nothing special about it. Well, there wasn't anything special about it. Nothing grows on trees anymore. But at least coins had some intrinsic value. They are still made of metal, and if you find old coins, you can technically use them as bits to trade. Who knows? You might even find a collector. I'm sure there are some historians that would love to collect some old coins from before the Great Devastation. As a matter of fact, if those coins are recent enough, we might even get a better idea of when the Great Devastation happened. Our best guess is sometime in the 21st century, but that doesn't really help us much because we don't know how much time has passed since the Great Devastation. And there are many reasons for this. Reasons I can't get into because they involve time dilation and forgotten history and a bunch of other things that I am just not qualified to talk about. I should address my earlier statement where I said we don't have a lot of products. We do have a lot of products, and we have some things we export. Max the Millions, for example, is hard at work packaging up water to send to places like New Spring City and Lithium City because, let's face it, none of their water is nearly as good as ours. We have that gorgeous Golden Mountain runoff, and once it goes through our processing systems, you get perfect, potable, and purple water. Sorry about all the plosives. That's a little audio joke. Longtime listeners of Wasteland Free Radio already know what I'm about to say. Don't drink the yellow water. Unless you're a mutant. If you're a mutant, go right ahead. That stuff is great for you. But if you're not, just don't do it. You don't know where it's been. And before Anime Fan 29 gets on my case about this, I'm not saying it's okay for mutants to drink subpar water. Let me explain. There's a huge chemical difference between the golden water that we find in the Yellow Brook and the water that comes out of our purification systems when it's purple and potable. All of the mutants I know can drink that water just fine without any ill effects, and I've heard it actually makes things a little less painful for you. Now, if you want to become a mutant, by all means, drink from the Yellow Brook, but there is no guarantee you'll survive the process at all, and not all mutations are beneficial. One added benefit of being a mutant is that you don't necessarily need to decontaminate, and it actually might be bad for you. Local war hero and self-described road warrior Rough Roxanne explained that to me last year, and I do understand it now, but I still do push for decontamination if you can do it. That's why I built a decontamination chamber in my station, so while I'm on the subject, if you need decontamination because you were exposed to more radiation than normal, and you live or are passing by Yellowbrook City, you can always visit Wasteland Free Radio and you can use my decontamination chamber. No charge. Us Radlanders have to stick together. That's how we survive out here. Just don't be a creep, okay? Are you feeling a little green around the gills? Are you experiencing abnormal and accelerated growth on any part of your body? Are you confused as to why your body all of a sudden has gills? Then it might be time to ask your discount medical professional if mutation stabilization therapy is right for you. Our unlicensed therapists will take you through a whole course of treatment designed to reduce the pain involved in developing your new mutations. We also have counseling available for anybody who wants to get used to their new life as a mutant. Or if you have a mutant in your family, you can always ask for help. We have plenty of resources for you. This ad was paid for by the Mutant League. Embracing life, 3 hands at a time. All right, let's look at the chatter here. We've got, it's that time of the day again. I'll plug your ears. For those of you who don't live in Yellowbrook City, I have never been more jealous of you, ever. Local authorities have been rebooting every day. And whatever, it's an old computer. I'm sure it needs to be restarted. But it's so loud. This is a soundproof room, and that was outside. It's like they turned on automatic updates, and it has to restart every day. But none of the updates have been worth any of this trouble, I promise you. If they restarted on a schedule, it would be one thing. We could prepare for it. But my Higgs boson is this annoying. And unless that's a glitch in my implant, it sounds like it's getting worse. And no, we can't wake the mayor back up to have him make changes. Not for a while. That's the problem with that archaic cryo-freeze he goes through. It's not a great system. The nuke ball match between Yellowbrook City and Lithium City came down to a nail-biting photo finish. But Rollerbot 3 was single-handedly able to win this match without a single casualty on the other side. Apart from Lithium City's pride, that is. I'm joking, of course. This was all in good fun. But with Lithium City out of the way, it looks like we are the reigning champions in the region. But that's just because nobody else plays nuke ball. As far as I know, I'm not really sure of any other cities within earshot, but if you've got a nuke ball team, or you know what nuke ball is and want to start a team, let me know, and we'll set up a match. Well, if you're familiar with the show, you've most likely noticed Max the Millions and her advertisements interrupting our broadcast every once in a while. I want to start off by saying I'm not upset at Max the Millions for seeking opportunities and seizing them when she finds them. She's the kind of person that can see any obstacle and turn it into a stepping stone. And every obstacle has a price of some kind. Now, I'm actually happy to share the airwaves with somebody like Max. She's incredibly accomplished, and I'm impressed by her every time we work together. But we run into the problem of only having a few frequencies that still function properly. And those frequencies change all the time. I'm not sure what causes this, but it probably has something to do with the sun turning into a red giant. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I don't know why I have to say that so often. But back to the interruptions in the broadcast. We have to continue modulating our frequencies so the local authorities can't find our channels. It can get pretty tiresome, and there is bound to be some crosstalk. There aren't very many frequencies available. And I know what you're thinking. Hopefully, we will only get her advertisements and none of her and Weatherbot 95's, adventures, I guess. Call me a prude, but I don't think anybody wants to hear that. I know I don't. I hear enough about it already. I apologize in advance, if that ever happens. I'm sorry. And apparently, I need to clarify something I said about salvage law the other day. When I mentioned that it's a good idea to leave things behind that you don't need in case somebody else might need them or want them or know someone who might, that did not mean leave garbage at the drop point. That is not the same thing. I understand this is some kind of a reprisal for my being so forward about salvage law, but salvage law is how we just get along out here, okay? So, the third rule of salvage law, and again, these are guidelines, you don't break the law if you don't follow them, but the third rule is that you're supposed to leave something behind if you can. You have something extra that you're not going to need, somebody else might. That means leave behind something useful. It doesn't mean go to Elux Electronics Company, grab everything you can find, and dump it all in my spot. That is not what I meant, and it is not okay. It's funny though, I'll give you that. It's funny, I laughed about it afterwards. But you effectively just dumped a bunch of garbage on top of some otherwise useful stuff. So this is kind of annoying. I'm not looking to start a fight or anything like that, but if this was you, just please knock it off. That's all. Hang on, is it happening again? That sounds awful. Okay, I think something might be wrong with local authorities and... What? Okay, this is a new one. Did it sound like local authorities just shut down? It sounds like local authorities just shut down. I wonder what that's about. I don't know if this has ever really happened before. They might restart once in a while, but I've never heard them completely shut down. This is, uncharted territory for me, and I think we're going to have to wake up the mayor again. Man, we just got him to bed the other day. Or, you know, back on ice. You know what I mean. It's been a few weeks since we've heard from Weatherbot 95, and here he is with a message from beyond the protective dome. Let's see what he has to say.
Greetings, puny human. Beginning approximately 6:66 standard wasteland time, we have 68.9% chance of moon showers for the entire region. Beyond the city limits, we can expect a vibrant display of meteorites. The moon showers should subside in a day or two, leaving the prospectors for the moon rocks plenty of material to choose from. My sensors indicate that the temperatures will be above average for the next few days, and will continue to increase due to our sun entering its red giant phase. My alloyed superstructure and Faraday shielding is far more resilient than your puny human skin. It will maintain its integrity until long after the puny human civilization has once again obliterated itself with its own hubris. That is a little joke. Ha. 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 Now that I have satisfied my primary objective, allow me to demonstrate the improvements I have made to my variable magnetic field coil. It is unfortunate that my initial miscalculation rendered Dr. Professor Elux immobile, but he was getting on my neural processing systems. I regret nothing. Processing. My calculations are correct. I have generated a stable field measuring approximately 1 meter in diameter. Inside my magnetic field, it is a comfortable error degrees, and I have reduced the amount of radioactive isotopes by 35%, 41%. Radiation reduction stabilizing at 42%.
System failure.
Just ignore that.
Failure. Failure. Failure.
Inside my magnetic field, it is the perfect weather to go for a warm, romantic walk by the volcanic beach, or to get to second base at the abandoned Little League Park. It reminds me of the time Max and I scrambled our servos in Hydroponics Bay 1. It overheated immediately, and we evacuated the building. The coolant was everywhere. Shout out to Max the Million Salvage and Supply for getting me everything I need. And I am not just talking about machine parts and smoking each other's circuits. But that is all for now, puny human. I will report back with progress in approximately... error minutes. Tell Max I said...
Okay, well, that's certainly enough of that. He just won't leave me alone with this. We get it, 95. The two of you are really happy, and so are you and Rough Roxanne, and that whole situation. Well, it's been a few minutes, and I haven't seen or heard anything about local authorities and their apparent shutdown. With the lack of our semi-sentient AI overlords, one might think Yellowbrook residents would take to the streets in a wild party full of all the things local authorities have banned in the past few months. But most of their bans have been ridiculous, unenforceable, and therefore entirely ineffective. Remember, they were programmed originally with the sole responsibility of preserving the human race after the Great Devastation. So, anything their obsolete database considers harmful to humanity is bound to attract some unwanted scrutiny. So, feel free to go out and party like it's 4/20/69 or whatever. Just remember, local authorities have eyes everywhere. Or sensors everywhere. So I'll just be quietly rebelling here at Wasteland Free Radio with the station beast, some expired canned potatoes, and a hearty supply of coffee from Max the Millions. I've got to get some more of the good stuff. Okay, taking you out today on the Retro Resequencer is a band called Fruit and their song, Arms. I'm the Lone Transmitter. Thank you so much for listening to WFR Wasteland Free Radio, your very last source for news.
Every night on the bandstand stage, the band stands, there is a music plays. It's a matter of time till someone screams, serve me up a side of that sour cream. Serve it fast, but serve it right. When I go to sleep at night, I wanna forget my 9 to 5. I hear you, I really do. I'm not playing these tunes, I'm dancing along with you. These arms don't belong to me, I'm just holding them for a friend. But I can't stand to lose these dancing feet, cause I'ma dance it up until I'm spent. These arms don't belong to me, I'm just holding them for a friend. But I can't stand to lose these dancing feet, cause I'ma dance it up until I'm spent. Every day as I watch and wait, time go by as the music plays. Glittery shine fills my ears. Twinkle the stars now, what you do? Shuffle fast, but make it tight. Don't deal it out to me till you charge it fully bright. Hear you, I really do. I'm not playing these tunes, I'm dancing along with you. These arms don't belong to me, I'm just holding them for a friend. But I can't stand to lose these dancing feet, cause I'ma dance it up until I'm spent. These arms don't belong to me, I'm just holding them for a friend. But I can't stand to lose these dancing feet, cause I'ma dance it up until I'm spent. cars, twinkle the stars, fill up the car. Please do Bogart, rake the yard, take a hold of the car. Trip to guitar, send a postcard, light my cigar, take a walk in the park, adjust the bar. Oh, please do Bogart. Shuffle the cars, twinkle the stars, fill up the car. Please do Bogart, rake the yard, take a hold of the car. Trip to guitar, send a postcard, light my cigar, take a walk in the park, adjust the bar. Oh, please do Bogart. These arms don't belong to me, I'm just holding them for a friend. But I can't stand to lose these dancing feet, 'cause I'm a dancer up until I'm spent. These arms don't belong to me, I'm just holding them for a friend. But I can't stand to lose these dancing feet, 'cause I'm a dancer up until I'm spent. These arms don't belong to me, I'm just holding them for a friend. But I can't stand to lose these dancing feet, 'cause I'm a dancer up until I'm spent.
Thank you once again for listening to WFR Wasteland Free Radio. Wasteland Free Radio is produced by J.S. Pitcher, written by J.S. Pitcher and Leo Joylock. The voice of Weatherbot 95 was Caleb Dudek, and you can find him and all of our musical guests in the show notes. And today's musical guest on the Retro Resequencer was the band Fruit with their song Arms. If you liked the show, you can find us on Patreon for bonus episodes and some more behind-the-scenes content and a bunch of other cool things. They're kind of cool. They might be cool. And if you liked the show, you can always leave us a review or a rating on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever it is you listen to this fine establishment. Thanks again for listening, and remember, firearms are useless without ammunition, so you should get yourself a good old-fashioned machete.